I'm going to give you a physical illustration here in a second of that. Some of you are, I can sense it from you right now. You're actually in a bit of fear right now. You're feeling some fear. And every time I bring up anything about giving up your current reality, I feel the fear. Yeah, and that's not bad. I'm not putting you down. I'm trying to make you an observer. That's why I'm pointing it out to you. Otherwise, you'll get caught up in the fear and you'll run back. You'll run away. You'll go hide in the bushes like Adam and Eve. Because if I take your current reality away from you, you're going to feel naked. Aren't you? Those are your clothes, if you want to think about it. Your current reality,
home, your job, your family.
That's your clothes right now. And you'd feel real naked without it. See? And that's okay. There is no wrong or right in this. I'm just trying to make you aware of it. And you can change clothes. See, you can change clothes anytime you want. But don't you want to be able to escape this current reality? Don't you want to? Isn't that why, again, I was going to say, over the last 20 years when all my major changes have come, regardless of how uncomfortable I felt, I never wanted to stop. Never wanted to stop and say, I'm done, I don't want to go any further. I've always said, I want to go as far as I can go.
Well, what else?
Yes, what else? What else and what else? But let me say, though, that and this happens to people and it's okay. You're not going to hell if you stay in your current reality. I'm not putting up any, this is the way you have to be.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm not putting any absolutes. You can stay right where you are if you want to. But you will be in hell if you think things are going to change if you do that. See, that's the hell. Holding on to where you are right now, but still wanting things to be different. That's the hell. Okay. So, what I'm trying to help you do here, you don't know you're afraid unless you feel some fear, do you? You need to know the areas that you're fearful because those are your boundaries.
When you touch them, you know it.
Yes. The boundaries and edges of your current reality are all created and sustained by fear. Fear of what? Unknown. And life as you know it will cease to exist. See? When do these boundaries of fear begin to form? And we talked about it. They start as a child. Aren't kids, no fear?
Yeah, drive parents crazy.
No fear whatsoever. Yeah, and they don't have boundaries. See?
I did that once. I was up on the roof. I was just a few years old, and I was up on the roof with my dad.
Started walking towards
the
them.
ladder, and my mother said, "Hey, Joe, you get down here right now." And I just turned around and just jumped. And they caught me, but I was not afraid.
But you didn't know.
I didn't know I was supposed to be afraid.
Right.
Just get down off the roof, okay?
What's the shortest way to?
My mother told that story, again and again, that it was scary.
Yep. Now I'll tell you what we do. Now as adults, when we start having the fear, this is when we start, and I don't know, this is kind of an old, this is an old metaphor. If you didn't watch old Westerns, you may not get this one, but you probably will. So we circle the wagons. See? We literally circle the wagons. Those are our boundaries.
Absolutely.
And fears, and we begin to fight off all the attacks that threaten the validity of our current definitions of right and wrong, good and bad. Circle the wagons, see. And you know what those wagons are? Definitions of what marriage is. Definitions of what family is. Definitions of what relationships should be. definitions of religion and spirituality, definitions of success and failure. Yeah, I could go on for a while,
Yeah.
but the point is that you've circled and you got your boundary created.
Right.
See,
And you stop moving.
and the wagon train can't move when it's right. Exactly, the wagon train can't move when they've circled the wagons. So that's what you're doing. You're defending those belief systems. Working out is a perfect example of the chaos theory. You're throwing chaos into the muscle. And it's amazing. I see people every day that I work out, they lift about 5 pounds. You know, they don't even breathe heavy. They're absolutely, I mean, it's just so easy. I'm thinking, what do they think they're doing? You know, you could do that with a can of soup at home. Why come to the weight room and lift this when you can do that at home? You know. And they've never changed in the 10 years I've seen them work out. I've seen people in that gym 10 years, and not one thing on their body has changed. You know why? They never went to the threshold. They're staying comfortable, and it doesn't feel good to hurt. So I'm not going to do it. I'm not pushing myself. That's what I'm saying is there is a danger in the realm that we're operating in for teachers to be popular and want to be popular. They don't want you to be uncomfortable, so they're going to tell you what you want to hear. A lot of them are going to tell you what you want to hear and make you feel good. Now, I'm not saying that there shouldn't be that. Obviously, there should be that. It's got to feel good also. But are you getting my point, though? You are not going, and the irony of the deal is here, all of you are here for what reason?
Change.
To make the changes, to go to a higher level, as the chaos, have some chaos, reorganize. As Bill Harris teaches about, then you reorganize at a higher level. And when I tear this muscle down through the pain and giving it the chaos, do you know that during the rest period of till I go back to that muscle again, it reorganizes at a higher level because it's preparing itself for the next workout, and it does it automatically. And you know what? The next time I go in, it's easy. It's easier because I've reorganized. So that's why you should be enjoying. Oh, you know what? Now I enjoy the pain. I think, oh, this guy is nuts. He's what is a masochist or? No, I'm serious. Now the burn feels good. It really does. I enjoy the burn. And then when I get finished and it stops, I feel better than when I came in to work out. I actually feel exhilarated. Now, the reason I'm telling you all this is what's going on in your mind right now. I'm making you uncomfortable by telling you what you think's reality isn't. In fact, I'm making you real uncomfortable when I say there is no reality. I'm pulling all the stops out. And the only reason I'm doing that for you all, with the exception of you, I'm sorry, but you've been around a long time, you know. No, I'm talking about being with me and learning and being around. You've been with me for a long time, and you should be able to handle this. You should be able to
What I
handle
can relate this to is starting a new job. Because a couple years ago when I started my new job, I was in hell for 6 months.
It's going to be chaos.
Oh my God, it was awful. But you know, once you get through it,
Yep. Right. Everything like that is chaotic at first. Okay. But I feel like the workout example is a prime example. And I'm sorry for those of you who have never experienced that, but if you want to go to the gym with me sometime. Here's the cool thing, though. I want you to become explorers. I want you to become adventurers like Columbus. And I want you to start taking a trip towards the edge of your reality. I want you to think of it in those terms. Because if you will, you're going to find out that it's like the mirage in the desert and the horizon. You're finally going to have a realization. There was no boundary in the first place. I've been stuck here for how long, and now I realize there is no boundary. I know you've heard the story of, have you heard the story of the animals that were chained to a tree like an elephant? And they take the chain off? He never leaves the circle, even though the chain is gone. He still thinks his limit is the length of that chain. So, all of our concepts, and I'm serious. I'm not playing around when I say it's all of them.
Are you gonna do that in your intro? I think that would be pretty good.
I could do, yeah, I probably could do that in
I think
the intro.
would be very good to do at the very beginning.
At the intro.
Because I think that would get people, it would draw them in, it would interest.
Well, and it would be something they could understand and relate to immediately, yes.
When you ask them to suspend or shelve their beliefs.
Shelve their beliefs.
Then, you know, most people that come are right brains anyway.
Right.
So, that's gonna get in there.
Right.
It's a good thing.
Because I was trying to think of something, and I was even thinking about putting an empty bookshelf on the screen also,
But I think
know,
this
but
is
because it's out
I know
physically.
it's you're gonna have to bring all these books.
Well, Dr. Hoffman's got a lot of books. I can just grab 10 books, and so it doesn't have to be these. I like thick ones, though.
Yeah,
I think it's
it's a good symbol, you know, because it's like it's heavy and it's, you know.
Exactly. Right. Well, obviously, and this is what I feel about you all, you wouldn't be here if you weren't explorers. You know, the reason you keep coming back is because you don't want to stay where you are. You know, have you noticed in the years that you've been with me, that have been with me for years, that I've never stayed with one teacher?
Yeah.
No. And you know, there are people that some teachers become their total source. You know, and that's okay, as long as that teacher is doing what? Yeah. If 10 years from now I'm still hearing the same things from, for example, Michael Lozier, see, that would concern me. Not that what he has isn't very effective, but do you know every tool you receive is only as effective as where you are at that point? And it's like the illustration I like to use. If you want to get to Indianapolis, you can walk. You can ride a bicycle. You can ride a motorcycle. You can ride a car. You can ride an airplane. But if you are going to stay in a Model T Ford for the rest of your life, it still has its level of what? Productivity and effectiveness, but why would you want to stay in the Model T? You know? And I don't think any of you want to. That's why you're here. All right. I hope I didn't make you feel bad too bad.